All right, guys, welcome to what I'm calling the Puzzle Fever Dream episode. So today we're going to solve the monster puzzle that I referred to in our last episode. And it's basically a monster because of the amount of calculation and visualization involved. If you aren't familiar with those terms in chess, it's basically like visualizing in your mind, like, okay, I move here, they move there. I move here, they move there. And seeing that future position in your mind on the board. And that might sound like crazy, and people talk about that all the time with grandmasters about, how many moves ahead can they think and whatever. And everyone thinks it's like some super mystical skill, but it's actually something you can develop. I've developed it. I was not born good at this. And in this episode, you might, like, as we go through, you might be thinking, if you're like lower rated, you might be like, wow, Cody, you're insane at this. I promise you I'm not. I promise you I wasn't always this good. And I promise you there are so many people so much better than me. And I promise you that you can get to this point. And this puzzle is an excellent opportunity to practice these skills. And it just comes from practice. You have to look at the board and do difficult puzzles that require seeing a future position in your head and keeping track of where everything is. So with that, let's jump into the monster puzzle fever dream. Okay, threatening almost checkmate. I guess it's not really. I can kind of run away, but... So yeah, we have two different checks here. Feels like check, king up, queen to here, check. That feels pretty good to me, but let's try and calculate. All right, guys, this is one. I'm not sure if I can calculate this all the way. Because, so we go check. They go king g7. The only good check I see there is queen e5. Now, if they come up... Well, actually, wait. Are we just mating them? Oh, wait, no, sorry. So the move... Yeah, if they come up, they get mated because we come back with the rook. So let me just go through that once more. So check. They go here, we go check. If they come up to anywhere on this, either here or here, we just bring our rook back, and that's basically going to end in a mate. But they have a defensive resource. So if we go rook a8 check, king g7, queen e5 check, they can go f6 with the pawn. What do you guys do there? So I think we go queen e7 check, but then that's where you got to calculate what happens after that. So they could come up here, they could come up here. So once more, the lines rook a8, king g7, queen e5 check, f6, check, and then what happens? Well, if they go to h6, I think we can actually take on f6 with our queen, and that would be a checkmate. So if their king is there and our queen is here, that's a checkmate. So I think that means they have to go to g6. So let's do it from the top, guys. All right. Rook a8, king g7, queen e5, f6, queen e7 check. They have to go king g6 there. And then... I think we'd go rook G8 check. So we're checking them from behind. So our queen is here, their pawn is here, their king is here, our rook is here. So we're checking. Only move, they have to come to F5. Now I need to find another check there, which I guess would be queen D7. So you're checking diagonally. So our queen is here, their king is here, pawn is here, our rook is back here. So we're checking diagonally. Both pawns are right there. We're checking diagonally. The king can go here or here. And maybe after either of those moves, we bring the rook back here to the center. It's a lot of arrows, guys. Are you keeping up? Okay, let's try it one more time from the top. Rook 8, king G7, queen E5 check, F6, queen E7 check. We went over, they can't go here because then we go here mate. So they have to go king to G6. We go rook to G8. So our rook is here checking them from behind. They have to go to F5. Only move. Yeah, they have to go there. If they go to the side again, we're going to take and mate them. So they have to go F5. So our queen is here. The pawns are here, 2 black pawns. King is here. Our rook is here. And the question is, what's the next check? And I think it's queen to D7. Checking this way. The 2 moves for black there are here. And I think, well, if he goes E5, I think rook back to E8 is, I think it's mate actually. So I think he has to go to E4. So we have a queen here, king is on E4, our rook is here, and then there's 2 black pawns right there. So queen is here, rook is, oh wait, E4, I'm tripping, sorry, we checked from behind. You can't go, oh no, sorry, yeah, so if he comes to E4 and we check from behind, then he runs this way. All right, I'm gonna just put it on the board. We'll do a couple moves to simplify it a little bit. Okay, so from this position, queen to E7 check. They can't go here in that move because we're gonna checkmate them. Okay, so queen E7 check, they have to go king G6. I don't see a good queen check there, so it makes sense to bring the rook into the attack. So we go rook G8. Once again, they can't go here because we're gonna mate them. So queen E7 check, king G6, rook G8, king to F5. The only good check I see in that position is queen to D7. And I think if they go to E5, we bring the rook back, and I believe that is checkmate. So they can't do that. So they have to go king to E4. And then if we bring the rook back, check, they have to go to D3. Okay, yeah, I think this is all right. And then we have to calculate from there. So I think maybe queen takes pawn now, check. So we have a rook here and our queen is here and their king is there. We're putting them in check. So we control this file, we're controlling this file. So only move is king to C2. This is a crazy line, guys. Did you guys know it was going to be this crazy? And then what's the follow-up from there? So the king is now on C2. Our queen is here. The rook is here. I guess rook check. Oh man, but they're slippery. They could go either way after that. Oh no, they can't because the queen controls this. So they have to go to B1. So yeah, our queen is here. Our rook is here now. Let me deselect. Our rook is here. Their king just slid now to B1. So where can we move this queen or rook to finish them off? Queen d3 check. I think they... Well, we can come all the way down, but then they go like a2. Oh, but then we can push the pawn. Check. Lateral check. So they have to go to a3. So there's a king here. Pawn, pawn. Rook, queen. And then... Oh man, it's still not over there. I think you have to go like... I think you have to go like queen to the corner, check, but then they take your pawn. And then, okay, and then check, and then they have to go here, and then you mate them. I think that's it. Oh my god, guys. What a crazy line. Do you like all these arrows? Let me know if you enjoyed that or not. That's maybe one of the longest calculations I've ever made. Pretty sick, actually. Okay, let's see if I can remember this. So, okay, this will be a like Hikaru test. So I'm gonna try to do the whole line once more for you guys. So, and I'll do just the best moves. I won't show like the wrong moves. So, Queen e7 check, King g6, Rook g8, King f5, Queen to d7, King e4, Rook e8. Oh, he could have also, can he also go this way? No, he gets mated immediately if he goes this way because the rook come down. So then King d3, Queen takes d5. So we have Queen here, Rook here, King here. Queen takes d5 check, King to c2. Rook to e2 check. King to b1. Then Queen to d1 check, King to b2, b3, lateral check with the rook, King to a3, Queen to a1 check, they take the pawn, we go Queen to b2 check, so we have a rook here, we have a queen here, their king is here, we're checking them. Oh man, they could go either way though. Okay, if they go this way, they get mated immediately, so if they go this way, oh man, they still aren't getting mated. Okay, no, so we hunt them down, guys. We hunt them down. We go Queen b4 check, they go here, and then we go Queen to d4, and that's check. Oh no, because the rook is hanging. I thought that was mate, but then they take the rook. Oh my god. Oh, maybe there's not a mate there. Oh my god, whatever, guys. Let me know if that was too much. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think this is the move. Is there anything else here? I mean, like, yeah, this doesn't do anything on it. Actually, yeah, that screws you because this is a check. So, yeah, it's got to be this. Okay, we got to look at that. Number 33. We got to look at that with the analysis afterwards. Man, that was crazy. But that's good for you guys, or that's good for me. You know, to like really visualize like that. You know, it strengthens your visualization muscle. So it's good. It's good stuff, guys. And then, yeah, that's part of the reason why puzzles are so good for chess improvement. All right, guys, it's the following night. I'm coming back to take a look at a couple of the puzzles we wanted to dive deeper on. So this is the Crazy King Hunt. And believe it or not, guys, I didn't get the entire full mate correct, but the crazy line I was looking at is like pretty close. Like we went pretty far. So so yeah, let's look. So it's from this position. It is mate in 13. I'll try to show you guys the analysis on this, I think. But yeah, so it's mate in 13 from this position. And we got close. We didn't quite get there, but it was, you know, I think if I had a fresh mind and came back to it, I think I could have maybe done it. Might have taken a couple more tries, but so yeah, this is what we found. So Queen to e5 check. They block. Queen to e7 check. If they go here, they get mated immediately, so they have to go King to g6, rook g8, these are all still the top correct moves. King to f5, and then we went queen to d7, check. And this is where the puzzle ended, and we got it correct. But there's a lot more still to happen here. So, yeah, they can't go king e5. I think I said this was mate immediately, which it's not technically. They can block with the queen, and then we take with the queen, and that's a checkmate. But yeah, so they have to go king to e4 here. Now we go rook e8, and they go king to d3. These are all the top moves still, and this is what we saw in our line. Queen takes d5, check. King to c2. Rook to e2, check. And now here's where slight divergence. So I only considered this move, but king c1 is actually, you kind of have to deal with that as well. Both lead to mate. This one is slightly more resilient. This is mate in 5. If they go here, and here it's mate in 4. But let's look at the line that I was looking at. Queen d1, top computer move again, that's what we found. b3, again, that's what we saw, a lateral check with the rook. King to a3. Now here, the line that I saw where I couldn't quite find the mate, you know. The line I saw, Alright guys, actually before we look at that, let's just look at the simplest solution. So it's actually mate in 2 from this position. So you can pause if you want to try and find it. And the move was queen to d6. Pretty hard move to seize. And so the idea here is after you check and they take the pawn, you come in for the checkmate because the rook is controlling this rank and the pawn supports. And this is what I was trying to set up, but over here. So like their king was here, my queen was there in my variation. And the problem was my rook was hanging. So this was just a better version of what I was trying to do. Also, after this check, if you're wondering, you know, what happens after the pawn, if they block with the pawn, you take, and it's still checkmate here because the rook defends. So yeah, pretty crazy though. I mean, it's, you know, in these positions, like you're usually thinking about trying to get the queen closer. It's pretty hard to see a move where like you try and check them from like the back alley. You know what I mean? So this was pretty difficult, but yeah, that was the simplest solution, and I think that would have completed the mate in 13 that we had at the very start of the puzzle. So now let's take a look back at the lines that I was actually looking at while I was calculating. Was check, they take, check, they go here, check, they go here, and then we try to check, but then our rook is hanging. So I'll show you guys that now. And yeah, once you go here, well, it says mate in 5 actually, but oh, you have to do mate in 5, you have to come back and check like this for some reason. But yeah, I mean, the line I was looking at was here. And yeah, I mean, another problem is they can run this way, but well, I wonder if you can, maybe you can, so yeah, I was looking at this and my rook's hanging, but I wonder if you can check like this and then maybe do this thing. So it's queen d3 check. Yeah, you can't check here because of the pawn, so. Well, says rook a2. Oops, sorry. Says rook a2. Well, the top move is queen d4, but that's too subtle for my taste. I'm gonna go mate in 4 instead of mate in 3. Now queen d4 check, king b3, yeah, rook b2 here, and then here. Okay. Still kind of crazy, but yeah, so we didn't quite find it, but I mean, we got pretty, man, I was able to look really deep into this line, and I'm really proud of how far I got. Yeah, the other moves, so if they go king c1, so remember they have the choice here, and I didn't look at this move at all. But yeah, they can go queen d2 check, king b1, So queen c2 check, then rook e1 check, and b3 or b4, and then the rook finish. So yeah, like I said, overall I'm very proud of this, and it's pretty cool that I got this line in a recording. It's definitely one of the longest lines I've ever tried to visualize. And like you saw, I mean, we didn't get all the details right. You know, I didn't see that there was another option here, and I couldn't quite find the finish, but that's okay. You know, like we stretched our visualization muscle and really practiced it. It's maybe slightly cheating that I can draw the arrows, because it kind of reminds me where things are. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. Glad you guys were here for it. And let's continue.